Sorry that I'm running late. I'm actually getting some food.
Get the cheeseburger meal with no mustard and tropical mango slushy for the drink, correct? 8.66. I hope
Thank
you're
you.
well.
I am. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Fantastic.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a great day.
You
Thank you,
too.
darling.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So I'm having McDonald's for lunch. This isn't the first time in a long time. And I'm so happy. Hold on, y'all. Hello. Thank you. You too. So I am going. Oh, sorry, y'all. So I am going to park my car, and we are gonna have a talk. And so sorry about the mix-up with me being late, but you know I am a new mom. Not new because my baby is 2. She's 2. And I'm a stepmom to a 14-year-old, but I didn't, I never had to take care of my stepdaughter full time by myself. So my experience with my baby girl, who's 2, is a new one. And I want to talk. Since I've been, let me prop y'all up. Since I've been doing this YouTube social media content life, I have been, coming into a lot of mommy content. And I don't know if you guys know this, but like on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, you see a lot of wives and moms making content. And it can be short, little fun videos. And the videos can be like making jokes about, being extra tired, doing all of the household work, taking care of the kids by yourself. And it'll be jokes about like the husband not helping out. So many women across the world, so many moms. And I've noticed that this is a shared experience with women from all races, all parts of the world. Whether you're married, whether you have a baby dad that lives with you, whether you are a single mom, stay-at-home mom, working mom, army mom, whatever it may be, I've noticed across the board, women are complaining about holding the load of taking care of the kids or the child by themselves, feeling burnt out, and it seems like men are not really doing their part. So I wanted to bring this conversation to YouTube, and I wanted to hear from you all to see if, number one, do you have kids? If you do, and if you're watching a replay, I want you to comment down below. If you don't mind sharing, I don't mind. What is parenting like with your partner? And I don't know if right here is gonna work, but I'm going to share with you all what it's like for me. My husband is not a social media person, so he's probably going to be mad that I'm sharing this, but whatever. So, I'm married. We live together. We parent together. I work full-time. My husband works full-time. He works outside of the household. My husband is a truck driver. If anyone on here knows about the truck life, it is a life of Papa's on the road. So he's not home. He sometimes does local routes, but he goes all over the United States. And because of that, I am the one that's left with most of the mommy duties. Hey Tracy. So similar to an army mom, and thank y'all all. I have 3 people watching this, and 3 of you liked the video. I appreciate that. So because he works outside of the household and he's on the road, just like a mom that's, their husband is in the army, because you are the one that's in the house full time, it's like you do most of the work. So it kind of makes you feel like you're a single mom. Also, when you have, as a woman, we naturally want to cater, but that start bad habits for the husbands. I'm gonna touch on that. Thank you so much. So I'm a backtrack. My background. I stayed home with my baby girl for, I would say, a year and a half. So I experienced being a stay-at-home wife, mom. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Am I back? Can y'all hear me? You're back. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me move. I'm not in my usual spot where I do my lives. But what I was saying was, it's hard. Um, it's hard to complain because when the guy is doing what he got to ch to like, how dare you complain about him not doing legwork in the household, because he is providing financially. And I feel like historically across the board, women just automatically have to hold the weight down for the household duties, because from the beginning of time, men were the financial providers. So I wanted to talk to y'all about this because I always talk to my mom about it, and I feel like a lot of older women, they have this what do you call it? I'm sorry, y'all. Let me put my seatbelt on. They have this stereotype that, this live. I am so sorry, y'all. I am so sorry, y'all. I am so sorry. I am a mess. I feel like older women have in their mind, that this is what you're supposed to do as a woman and as a wife, that it is our job, it is our role, and it's just so unfortunate that is, the stereotype. So I was watching the movie Sing the other day because my baby girl is addicted to that movie, and there was a part in the movie where the pig, y'all know the pig, she is a stay-at-home mom, and she has, all of the kids, and she was the part of the movie where they showed that she was doing all of the work, but she's thinking about living out her dreams, and the husband is coming home from work and he's just so tired. He's not even taking part in raising the kids. He's so worn out. He was like falling asleep in front of the TV, and I was like, damn, like, this is a national stereotype that now they're even portraying it on cartoons. And then when you go to the part 2 of the movie, you see that now she's living her dream. She got booked for the show, and it was a part of the show when they was traveling, and she told the rest of them, listen, I finally got my husband to babysit, so we are taking this trip. And I was like, wow, like, even in the cartoon world, they are displaying women as these superheroes that we really have to hold the entire household on our back. And I feel like now that I'm a mom, and now that I'm experiencing it, I'm like, wow. So, I have several parts of my story that can relate to this. So, like, I'm a new mom. My husband is a truck driver. And I live in a state away from my mom, my mother-in-law, my grandmother. So, I don't have my immediate family close to where I live to help. So, that's even another burden. So, I'm here today because I just want to speak to that mom out there that may be feeling a little burnt out. You may be feeling a little mom guilt. You may be feeling like, your spouse or whatever is not doing his part. And I just wanted to share with you some tips and some advice on what works for me and what really helps me. Number 1, put yourself first. As moms, we put ourselves on the back burner. I've been doing it for 2 years. And it's not until recently, it took me to go on a trip away from my baby girl for the first time in 2 years for me to feel that feeling of how the person I was before I became a mom. I felt that for a weekend, and it lit a fire under my behind to say, you know what, you have to start putting yourself first and getting back to what you love to do, so that you can make yourself happy. Because if you are not happy, there's no way that you can take care of your kids. There's no way that you can take care of your husband. So you have to make sure that, number 1, you put yourself first. Number 2, make sure you tap into the village if you have one. Like I mentioned before, my immediate family lives so far away in New York. I do have some extended family members that are local that I can reach out to and ask them if they don't mind helping. I'm not there yet, but I'm putting it on a list of things that I need to do, because I know if I do that, I may not feel that burnout as much. I just need to open my mouth and ask for help and not be ashamed and not feel bad, because if you don't get a break, you may go a little loco. Number 3, communicate with your spouse. There's no hair on this tongue. As you guys can tell, I'm a talker. I talk. I'm not afraid. Tell the person that you're with, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I always try to be a team player with my husband because of the work that he does is tiring. So when he comes home, he's tired. When he come home, he's tired. He's been on the road all day. So he want to sleep, or he want to do his own personal things, run his errands or whatever it may be. So I try not to harper on him about the things that I would want him to help with, but I don't ignore it and I do voice it. What's that? Number 4, make sure that you try to find the balance. If you're working outside of the household, the work-life balance. Try to find balance between your job, your personal life. But you can't. You have to make him look at you guys as overtime. You know, I want you to share in the comments, you know, what it's like in your household, because I honestly feel like I want to see what it's like in somebody else's household. My husband works overnight and everyone be like, let him sleep, etc. Do you let him sleep? Please share with me what you do in your household, because my mom told me, she's like, Ray, she's like, what husband, what dad do you know is doing bath time, helping to cook dinner and cleaning the house? And I said, Mom, we are in 2022, 2 days a week. I make him suck it up. Shout out to y'all. You know, I told my mom, I said, we are in 2022. I know, especially I don't know if they're lying on social media, but I know some women that I went to college with, their husbands help out with bedtime. They rotate. The husbands sometimes cook dinner. The woman, and I sometimes see their husbands cleaning. I said, Mom, this is not the old days. There are some men that's doing it. So let's go back to the beginning of how I grew up. My mom and my dad broke up when I was little. So I never experienced a man in the household helping out. My mom did everything by herself. She considered herself a single mom, even though my dad did help out financially, but he lived in another state. I never really lived in a household where you had 2 active parents that did everything. But I grew up with my grandparents in the same apartment building, and my grandpa, he cooks. I've watched my grandpa cook. I've watched my grandpa clean. So I've seen a man do it, but I've seen women do more throughout my entire life. So sometimes when I sit back and I be like, damn, am I complaining? I be like, but every woman that I know does this. I haven't seen in my real life a dad that's doing it all. I've only seen men provide financially and protect. I haven't had a McDonald's cheeseburger in, I don't know, years. So I'm just so happy that this new generation, we're breaking He works 6 days a week, 4 days I'll let him sleep all day, get energy to do his errands, but 2 days a week go up and take these kids to school and let them sleep. That's right. Girl, kudos to you. And you know, I'm only 2 years in, so maybe we'll get there. And another thing, my husband is an entrepreneur. So, you know, with entrepreneurs, when they're launching their business and running their business, my husband always try to explain to me that you have to sacrifice, you know, for a small amount of time, because, you know, later on he would love to be able to have more time where he could have people drive for him. He could have multiple trucks on the road. So that's the ultimate goal. It's just right now he has to sacrifice the time to do what he needs to do. I want y'all to go to my channel and look at my birthing story, and you will see my story about when I had Soraya in the hospital. Damn, they charged me for some sweet and sour sauce, but did not put it in the bag. My husband had to leave the hospital and take a load when I gave birth to my daughter. Like, that's the sacrifice I'm talking about. And I feel like I've been sacrificing for a long time. And so many people say to me, when are you gonna have another one? And I'm like, especially to my mom, I'm like, when y'all gonna move down here and help me? Because I can say that right now we have a great routine with our commute. With I do the daycare drop off and pick up. I come home, I make our dinner, I do everything. On weekends we all go out and we have fun. But I'm not burnt out yet. But I just hope we don't get there. And then now that I'm in like the social media mommy influencer lane, it's so crazy how many women, especially a lot of white women that are stay-at-home moms, I see them posting little memes and doing these little funny little TikTok videos, and a lot of them is making jokes about the husband not holding up his end of the bargain in the household. And I'm like, damn, this is a universal issue that everybody deals with. My daughter was born with fluid in her lungs, and we had a nurse, and she is the one that got me together. Like, nope, he can't sleep all day. Well, it always is. Listen, thank you for sharing that story. It's gonna always take something to happen where you make a shift. Like my dad, he's married to someone else, not my mom, and they have 3 children. And my little brother is he has a disability. He has autism. So when they came to visit us last week, I said to my dad's wife, I was like, wow, like I see such a change in you. And because like us women, she does it all. Like she made the dinner. She told my father, you better make these kids plates. Like, you just as a wife, you have to step up and you have to use your voice to hold these men accountable. Because if not, they will continue to walk all over you. Also, if you are a mom where your husband is in the army, or he works outside of the home, sleeping away for multiple days, you create your routine in the house without him. So the days that he's home, I feel like the routine is thrown off. It's like you cannot win for losing. She said it's God's blessing he's able to sleep, but he had to work 3 jobs, and he would have done it when he went home. Dropping the most precious job, girl. Wow, that's a lot. It's a lot. And it's so crazy because I have 4 weeks through the night. That's why I always thank God. I say thank you so much, God, for blessing me with an easy birth experience and with a healthy newborn. And that whole time when I had Soraya, my husband did his thing. He picked us up from the hospital. He was there. He stayed with us, but he left and then had to come back. But when I got home with her, she was such a good baby. I breastfed. She put my entire house on the schedule. I still follow 7 years later. Wow. These kids, they come into your lives and they just create their own routines. And that's why I'm so thankful that my, newborn routine and experience was an easy one, because I was by myself. Like, my mom came down when I had Soraya, and she only stayed a few days and she had to go back to work. And my husband was on the road, and I was home alone with a newborn, breastfeeding. And when I tell you, I feel like because I was breastfeeding, it was kind of easier because she just was stuck on me all day long. And then when she wasn't breastfeeding, she was sleeping. So my newborn experience was easy. I didn't have to deal with a colicky baby. I didn't have to deal with her crying. She slept in the bed with me because I breastfed her. So when she would wake up in the middle of the night, I would roll over and just nurse her. So it was such an easy experience, and I'm just thankful. But I was thinking to myself, what if it wasn't one? What if I would have had to have a C-section? I have a husband that's on the road. My mom is in New York. I have a cousin. I have cousins that's out here, but it's like, you don't want to call people and interrupt their lives. My cousin, she came to the house when I had the baby and brought me what I need, and was telling me that she's available and she can help. But it's just, I just don't be wanting to bother people. Yeah, It's hard. But you know what? I'm just so happy that I got back to YouTube because thank you, girl. Because YouTube is something that makes me happy, and that goes back to my tip number one is you have to put yourself first and try to find something that makes you happy, a hobby that can take you away from the role of being a mom and a wife, because you need that. And I feel like YouTube is my outlet, and I'm just so happy that I'm getting back to what I love to do and I was doing before I became a mom, because if not, you will burn out. If you are a bother, they will let you know. You're right. Like yesterday I had a situation where I had a work event, and the work event was from 5 to 7. Soraya's daycare closed at 5:30. So I asked the school if they didn't mind keeping her until 6, and I stayed at the event from 5 to 6. But I could have called my cousin over the weekend, and I could have told her, hey, on Monday, do you mind picking up Soraya from daycare? And then I could have stayed at the event from 5 to 7. Finally caught you live. Hey, girl, hey, what did I miss? Let me tell y'all. First of all, the beginning of the live was so ghetto. I didn't have service. I was driving. I ordered in McDonald's drive-thru. But we are having a conversation about the gender roles when it comes to being a parent. We are talking about mommy burnout, and we are talking about holding these men and these fathers accountable. So I want y'all to share and comment down below if you are a mom. What is your mommy life like? Do you have a partner that helps you out? Do y'all share household duties? Or is it just you and every woman for herself? I'm here eating McDonald's for the first time in years. It's not too bad. I just feel so bad because when I save this video, it's going to be so ghetto. But it's okay. Take me for who I am. I just appreciate y'all. My little community is growing. If you are watching the replay of this, thank you. Sorry for the beginning mess up. But this is a conversation that is so important. I'm here to support because I'm old, kids 20 and 11, but I love your content. Thank you so much. And because your kids are older, please share some advice. Your daughter will show you if she'd rather be at daycare than anyone else's house. Yes. And Soraya, she talks. So she'll be like, Mommy, I don't want it. Yes, so you have experience, a 20-year-old and an 11-year-old. So please drop a comment down and give us young moms, new moms, some advice, because I call my mom like, Mom, was I like this when I was little? How do you have patience? Because, I'm working on my patience. Especially when I'm rushing in the morning. My baby, like this morning, she didn't want to get buckled in her car seat. Screaming, yelling, kicking, slapping. I'm single, 2 boys, 1 in college and a veteran. I just moved across the country with no help, and now I want to do YouTube so I can make... Yes! Do YouTube! Do it! Listen! Do it! Look at me. I just turned the camera on and start running my mouth. Do it! And I'm just like you. I'm living in North Carolina. My immediate family is in New York. My mom, my grandma, my dad is in Maryland. So it's me and my husband out here. I do have some cousins that live out here locally. But my immediate family is far away. The best advice would be, don't be scared to make mistakes. You will always be a hero in your daughter's eyes. I'm driving and taking long to stop. Yes. Thank you so much for that advice, because my baby girl, like this morning, even though she was giving me a hard time, she said, Mommy, I love you. Started all over the 12 and 1. I need patience. Yeah, patience is the hardest part of being a mom. Y'all want to hear something funny? Before I was a mom, right? Don't burn out. We need you. I'm here day by day. Let me tell y'all a funny story. So before I was a mom, I was one of those people with no kids that judged. I used to judge people with kids. Like, say if we was at a restaurant and I see a table and all of the kids at the table got their tablets and their phone, I'd be like, they got them kids on that technology. That technology is going to burn these kids' brain. And now I understand. Hold up, when your lunch break is over. Girl, I'm gonna do a video to go over what I do for work, but I'm in leadership at my job. So I don't have like a time, I don't have a time lunch break. So I'm good. Thank you, girl, for checking. Yeah, I used to judge people like, damn, they got those kids on those electronics. But now that I'm a mom, I realize it. Like, you need something to distract them so you can have 10 minutes of a peace of mind. And if it's going to be a tablet, if it's going to be the TV, you got to do what you got to do. You have to do what you got to do. I used to be like, I'm never going to pop my clothes. Don't we all? It's okay, though. Another thing I used to judge before I became a mom, I used to be like, damn, she never with her kids. Now I see why. I'm telling y'all, if my mother lived here in North Carolina, Soraya would be at her house often. I used to be like, damn, your kids at your grandparents' house again? Your kids is with your mom again? Now we live and we learn not to judge the new kids. Yes. I used to be. I am not ashamed to say I was one of those women that used to judge people, and now that I'm living it, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Girl, that's why when I see so many people, yes, and you can work it your way. My daughter used to get the iPad fully. Now she's 7, so I make her read a book and clean up her room for the iPad. Yes. Soraya just got, my cousin bought her a tablet. I was so thankful. Because I said, oh, I'm not going to, allow her to have her own device until she get a little older. But now we only use it like that day when we was in the hair salon. If y'all saw my last vlog, whoa, it was horrible. She was wilding out in that hair salon, but that tablet helped us. We was there for over 2 hours. And she pulled her little tablet out and put her headphones on, and she was good for like 15 minutes. But yeah, them devices really do help us out. But I'm gonna be here to continue. I'm just here to continue to, grow as a mom, and I'm gonna share this journey with you all. And I really appreciate the support. Another thing too, I had such a easy pregnancy and an easy delivery that I always tell people, physically I can have another baby, but unfortunately I don't have the patience, and I can't imagine having, when your husband comes home, you should hit the town with your cousins, co-workers once a month just to come. That's on my list of things to do, is to just leave the house and be like, I'm out, and just leave him home with the baby. And I need to do that. That's on my list of things to do. He'd probably be just fine, because there's been times that I've left, but like to go, like to the store to get my hair done, and I'll leave her home with him. And I FaceTime them, they sleep, and I'm like, how did you get her to take a nap? And what's so crazy, let's talk about this. What's so crazy is with these men, and my mom said I was like this too, is it's like she favors her dad. Like, I cannot wipe Soraya's nose. Like this morning, my husband was home. I'm trying to wipe her face. She's fighting me. He said, Soraya, come here. He wipes her face. She just stand there and let him wipe it. Like, what? It could be the smallest thing. I could be like, Soraya, don't do that. She'll fight me. He say, don't do that, Soraya. She immediately stops. You act like that to the person that's here with you all the time. Let me go, y'all, because people walking past and looking at me. But yeah, I just appreciate y'all support. Inside parent, outside parent. I was the same. My dad was in the Army, so he had the easy. Yeah, he's the good cop. I'm the bad cop. So unfortunate. Like, I hate it. But I'm just so thankful he will. He's just to be overprotective. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. But I'm just gonna, I got people looking at me weird. So, I'm gonna get off. So all my repay people, if you made it to the end of the video, I'm so sorry about the ghetto-ness in the beginning. But we're going to do this again another time. If y'all want to talk to me at another time, Instagram, it's me, Ray. You can see me over there. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.